Hey Vinyl Community, TC Kirkham here, TKR Video Central. Welcome to TC's Vinyl Archive, the complete albums collection. We are finishing up the groups in this rather short show. I only have half a cube left of the groups. Man, my hair is a mess. Come on. Stop being a pain. And we're going to do these because I have a lot of certain artists in this group, and but it's only about half as many, so this should not take me that long if I don't get long-winded. Let's start off with my Styx collection. I was a huge Styx fan from almost the very beginning. I got in Lady, I think, was the first big hit I knew by them, and after I picked up the Grand Illusion and loved it, I went back and got a couple of their earlier albums, and I had every album since then until their hiatus, which broke up and changed members and stuff. So I have most of the ones from 70s and 80s. This is an original pressing of Cornerstone. This is the one that has this cool flap thingy. It's a pain in the ass. I had to make sure it's on the shelving. Picked this up. I think I was able to get this the day it came out, if I'm not mistaken. I had to go to Spokane, so it would have been that weekend. So the Friday after it came out, when they were still coming out on Tuesdays. This is the album that has Babe, Why Me, Boat on the River, and what's the other hit single off this? Let me see, I know there was another single off of it. Lights is on here. Maybe there wasn't another single. I thought there was. Pretty evenly split between Dennis and Tommy on lead vocals. Really good stuff. You know how I've said number of times, I'm not a big live album fan. This is one of the reasons why. Styx, Caught in the Act. This was recorded. This is their last album before Edge of the Century in 1991. This features some of their big hits, but mostly it's their Mr. Roboto thing. And it's just not very good. And I was disappointed because I had seen Styx in concert. They were the first rock band I ever saw in April of 1979, and they put on a fabulous show. It was during the Pieces of Eight tour. Fantastic show. And this just doesn't cut it for me. I think I've listened to it 3 times in the 40-plus years I've had it. Going back to the earlier albums, Crystal Ball, this is the one that has Mademoiselle on it. And is this the one with... I think this has... Nope, this was the first one with Tommy Shaw. This was a good album. No big hits off of it, but they were clearly still mostly prog at the time. I didn't know what prog was back in 1978, 79. I still don't quite really know what it is in many ways because I'm not into it. I know Rush is prog and Jethro Tull is prog, and Styx is about as prog as I get. Styx in Kansas and the early Journey. This is Equinox. This is the album with Lorelei and Light Up on it. This has John, what's his name? John Koloruski. It's a great album. Again, it's a lot of interesting stuff. Sweet Madam Blue, though, is on here, and I love that. That's fantastic. The album that broke them huge, The Grand Illusion. This was not the first Styx album I got. But it was the one that sold me on them as a complete band. Grand Illusion, Fooling Yourself, Come Sail Away, all hits off this album. And they just made rock music completely different. The sound of Come Sail Away, which was just unbelievable at that time. Fantastic album. Kilroy was here. This was their final studio album under this grouping, which featured Dennis, Tommy Shaw, JY, James Young, and the Pinozzo brothers. Great album, great concept. I know Tommy and JY were not happy with it, but I'll be honest, I have real problems with Mr. Roboto now. It did not age well. But it is a great album as it was. The Best of Times from 1981. This has, Paradise Theater is the name of the album. Best of Times and Too Much Time on My Hands. I thought there was a third single on this, but apparently not. This is a cool album, and it's also the first album I ever got that had one of these kind of sleeves in it. And I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Original pressings of the album have an etching on the back, and I don't know if I can get it to show. It's basically the Styx logo. Yeah, it doesn't want to show. Okay. It's the logo from the album. And you can't really tell. It plays beautifully, even with that etching there. You don't hear any noise or anything. But terrific album. Couple big hits off of it. And this is the album that I bought first. This is Pieces of 8. This has Renegade, Sing for the Day. What was the big single off? Blue Collar Man was the big single off this. Great album. Great tour. Everything about this album I loved. I was a sophomore in high school when it came out, and I was the first one to get it, and everybody was coming to my place to hear it. It was absolutely fantastic. That is my Styx collection, and of course I've already shown you the solo stuff I have from Dennis and Tommy on album. Supertramp now. This album goes in my top 20 or 30 albums of all time. Supertramp, Breakfast in America from 1979. It is the classic. It is awesome. It featured here the logical song Goodbye Stranger and Take the Long Way Home. Overseas, it also featured the title track and Just Another Nervous Wreck as singles. This album was played so much during the summer of '79. I'm surprised I didn't wear it out, and it's still in pretty decent shape. I love this album. I always will. Then this earlier one, Even in the Quietest Moments, I picked this up from Record Crate a couple years ago. This is the one with Give a Little Bit on it. Also great. Supertramp. Kim thinks Supertramp should do a jukebox musical. I think that'd be great. Their music is fantastic, and I think they do a great service with great songs like that. Survivor next. I have 4 albums by Survivor. Most of these are from the Jimmy Jamison era. Premonition is not. This is early. I got this from that 10 albums for $10 from one of the vinyl community members that was selling it. This is, I think, the first album or the second album, and it still has Dave Bickler as the lead vocalist. This has Poor Man's Son on it, which was the first single that I ever heard by them. I have that on single. Great album, great Chicago rock. It's understandable why Sylvester Stallone, hearing this album, decided to put them on Rockies 3 and 4, because they were terrific. From the time they were just a threesome, this was not a huge hit. Too Hot to Sleep. This is during the Jimmy Jamison era. No huge hits that I remember off this, but it is a good album. Across the Miles and She's a Star, I think, were the singles. Maybe Too Hot to Sleep. It's typical Survivor. Vital Signs, this was probably their best known album. This came from 1984 and featured I Can't Hold Back, High on You, The Search is Over, and I think those were only 3 singles on it. Great stuff. And the next album, which was When Seconds Count, again with Jimmy Jamison as the lead vocalist. This has How Much Love Is This Love, Rebel Sun, and Man Against the World. Absolutely fabulous album. I think there's a couple I don't have from that era that I should probably get. Picked this up from Adam at Record Crate a few years ago. Tetes Norres, American Dream. I listened to it once. It's really hard to read the label, the name of the band, and anything. The lyrics are on the back. And it is not what I thought it would be. I figured it would be French or Spanish or a mix of them. I think the heritage of the band is that way. This is from 1984, and it was pleasant enough. I mean, I don't think I've listened to it more than that one time. Okay. Got a couple of singles and then the big act in the tease. This is another one I picked up from Adam. I thought the album cover looked great. The Thought. Mid-80s on MCA. It's pretty good. It was a good, decent price. It has some good stuff on it. I'd never heard of the band, but it is pretty good. And a black box pickup. This is Thin Lizzy and their album Vagabonds of the Western World. They are a great band. They always were, and I like this. What I've heard, there are no hits on it, but I'm sure the album rock people would know what it is. And it does come with a lyric sheet. It's on 180 gram vinyl. It sounds terrific. This band I picked up just on a whim. I've never heard of them. Didn't know who they were. It's a EP, and it's Canadian. 39 Steps is the name of the band and the name of the album. It's a 5-song EP. I don't know if any of them became famous or not, but it's pretty good. It's mid '80s power rock, early pop metal, basically, almost with boy band vocals though, which I thought was kind of weird, but it is good. Okay, Three Dog Night. I am a huge Three Dog Night fan. I didn't have most of their albums until Adam at Record Crate provided them for me over the last few years, and I've loved all of them. I had the greatest hits. I have the CD of all the singles, and I've had this since it came out. I got it from Columbia House when I was 10, and this is a good live album. There's not very many good live albums around the world with Three Dog Night. This was recorded in '72, I believe. It's on Dunhill Records, has all their hits on it up to that point. It is terrific. Some great inner sleeves. Was, I think, the first gatefold I ever had. And it's just terrific. Then we got into the stuff I bought from Adam. Cyan from 1974, I believe, 73. Shambhala and Play Children Play are on this one. And Lay Me Down Easy and Let Me Serenade You, which they're all known for, all those songs from concerts and fans. They don't do bad stuff. These guys, Three Dog Night are just one of my favorite bands of the 70s. Probably because I grew up with them. Coming Down Your Way, this was their final album that was a hit. It features 1975's last top 40 hit for them, Till the World Ends, which is one of my favorite songs by them. None of the other songs were huge hits, but the album is actually really good, and I feel bad that they sort of broke up. They were together, but they had different people coming in and out, and after this album, you very rarely had Corey Wells, Danny Hutton, and Chuck Negron at the same time after that, and that really screwed up that incredible three-part lead vocals that they did. Three Dog Night 1, this is an early album. It has one on it, and I know there's one other single on here, I'm pretty sure. Red on Red, not even going to try. 68, I think this came out. This is one of their early albums. And one of these days, I'm going to get the rest of them. I love Three Dog Night. I don't have any complaints about any of the albums I have by them. And I want to get the rest of them eventually. This is Toby Bo. This was this follow-up album to the album that had My Angel Baby on it. This is called If You Believe. No hits came off this, but it's just as good as that first album. I never had the first album. A friend of mine did. I'd heard it. I loved it. Never did buy it, though, because I was broke. I was a teenager. This is from 1979, I believe. Maybe 1980. The first one was from that wonderful summer of 78. But this is a great album. Couple from Toto. Surprisingly, not Toto 4. I don't have Toto 4. I do have Toto Fahrenheit. This was the debut album for Joseph Williams as the lead singer. Joseph Williams, I became a huge fan of when he was on Star Search 2 years earlier. And I've talked about the other stuff that he's done over the years. He is, of course, the son of the great John Williams, and makes incredible music. Solo, with Toto, with other people. Joe is one of those people that can't do wrong with me. This album featured Stranger in Town, I'll Be Over You. No, that was the other one. Sorry, that's the other one. I'll Be Over You is on here, and Don't Stop Me Now. I think, were the singles off this. I don't actually have the album with Stranger in Town. That's the one that came before this. I never bought the album. I have the single. And this is the 7th one. This features Pamela and Anna and Stop Loving You. Great stuff. Again, Joseph Williams doing most of the lead vocals. Absolutely fantastic. Trooper. My Canadian friends will know these guys. They were huge in Canada. I don't know if they're still around or not. They were on our local FM rock channel, Creme FM, when I was in high school, and I believe Dawn had a copy of this that I picked up. This looked like something I would have got from Dawn, because I've always liked them. I actually have a couple of the singles somewhere. Trooper was your mainstream rock band of the late 70s. They did good stuff. Uriah Heep, I believe this might have come from Black Box, although I don't know. It may have come from Steve or Dawn. I know I didn't buy it. I'm not a big Uriah Heep fan. I wasn't terribly impressed with this album. So, there you go. Finally, this last pile out of this last little bit I have. I got this. I've had this for a while. I don't remember where I picked it up. I know I didn't have it from Adam. I had this when I was in Ohio, so it's been a while. This is Deface the Music from Utopia, which is, I guess, hard to get. It's basically Beatles sounding stuff that isn't really the Beatles, and it's Todd Rundgren, which means it's always produced well. It's the only Utopia album I have. I have a couple of singles. Vandenberg, next. Debut album. Love this. Play the Burning Heart and a couple other songs all the time on Friday Night Hair Salon. So you should be listening to this. I found this band through a Warner Lost Leaders album called A La Carte in 1980. Loved what I heard. Picked up the album. This album didn't produce any hits. They're not well known. But I love them, and I think they're great. The album was, the band is Vapor Trails. They did have a couple of Kirkham Report hits, including True Love, which was the song I first heard off of that a la carte sampler. And one of the other songs made the Kirkham Report chart as well. Great pop, slight metal, pop sounding stuff from 1979. John McBurney, I know that name, so he must have went on to something. Andy Dalby and Phil Curtis were part of the band. I thought it was great. Disco time now. Cruisin', Village People. This is the album with YMCA and In the Navy on it. And, no, actually, In the Navy isn't on this. I thought it was, but it's not. In fact, when I bought it, I thought that too. And I was like, oh, wait, In the Navy's not on here. Because I got this from Dawn, probably. May come from Steve at Value Vinyl, I don't know. But this is when Victor Willis was still there. In the Navy was just on a single, and it was later on Live and Sleazy, I think. And I have 2 copies of Macho Man. This one is my original that I've had for years. And this is the one I got from, I believe, Steve at Value Vinyl. Or actually, no, this one is the one I got from Steve at Value Vinyl. Or Dawn. And this is, because that little star says I had it when I was in high school. So I got the 2 mixed up. It has Macho Man, Key West, and their version of Just a Gigolo and I Ain't Got Nobody, which is where David Lee Roth heard it. Whether he wants to admit it or not. This album I got sent to review by Jet Records in 1978, or 79, when I was doing reviews for school newspaper stuff and trying to get the local newspaper to do them. And it was quite odd at the time. But I'll tell you something, it's a really good album. This is Violinsky. It features Mick Kaminsky of Electric Light Orchestra. He is the violinist. And he is fantastic. The album includes Mike DeAlbuquerque and Baz Dunnery on vocals, Paul Mann and Andy Brown on vocals and bass guitar, Mick on vocals and the violin, John Marcangelo and John Hodgson, and it has some really good stuff on it. Violin-based rock. That was well before I found Violin Valenti or Mark Wood or any of them, and I love this. Love them. This is the last album released, I believe, in 2021 from Walk the Moon. This is Heights. It is a gatefold one single album. Does not have any hits on it. I don't know why radio refused to play anything but Shut Up and Dance. They are a fantastic band, and love this album. Fantastic. Wet Willie, Mannerisms. This has one of my favorite songs. Again, 1978, but earlier than Summer. It came out in, I believe, March as a single. Street Corner Serenade. It also has Let It Shine, which was also a single. Wet Willie never took off the way I thought they would. My favorite song by them came from the next album. I have a single of it, and I have a 12-inch single of it too. Weekend, love that song. And Jimmy Hall later did a solo album to finish off Wet Willie's contract with Epic, and he had a hit called "I'm Happy That Love Has Found You." It was really terrific too. Got this from Adam, and I'm glad I bought it. It's terrific. I won this album from KFI in Los Angeles. I was living in Harrington, Washington at the time. I could pick up Los Angeles clear as a bell after 8 o'clock at night, so I listened to KFI every night. Number one top 40 station in the country at the time. This is The Whispers and Imagination. Has their hits Up on Soul Train, which was the new Soul Train theme at the time, and It's a Love Thing. I also got a KFI t-shirt and a pair of KFI ears. And they were stunned to have somebody from near Spokane, Washington win one of their call-ins at like 11:30 at night. I couldn't believe I actually won. Really terrific album. One of the earliest albums in my collection, as you can tell from all the writing on it. It's never played properly. It has always skipped. I've checked it, and it still skips, even after deep cleaning. And now I don't care because I have the entire album on CD. In fact, I have all of their albums on CD. It came in a box set I got a couple years ago. This was just pure bubblegum pop at its best. White Plains and My Baby Loves Lovin'. You'll often see this without the title, My Baby Loves Lovin'. It's just often called just White Plains. This has My Baby Loves Lovin' on it, which was their only hit in America. But, excuse me. I played this album as much as I could. It was the title track that skipped. The rest of the album is fine. It's just My Baby Loves Lovin' won't play. It skips. But Taffeta Rose, Summer Morning, In a Moment of Madness, and You Got Your Troubles. 4 songs I love. I now have the White Plains collection, which features all 4 of their UK albums. Most of it done by Roger Cook and is it Roger Cook and Cook and Greenway. They did a whole bunch of stuff in the 60s and 70s, and it is terrific. Love this album. Childhood favorite. Then there's this. Which I picked up from Adam at Record Crate when he had it on sale because I've always loved the single. I always thought the album cover was hilarious, and I never bought the album, but I love the music, and it's disco at its absolute best from late 1975. This is Wing and a Prayer, Fife and Drum Corps, and Babyface. Love their cover, Babyface. That's what she looks like without the glasses. Great disco medleys on here. An old-fashioned medley, Eleanor Rigby, I Hear a Symphony, Broadway show medley, Charleston, Those Were the Days, and the long version of Babyface. It's a staple on Saturday Night Disco Party. And the last group I have, I bought from somewhere, Adam, I would assume. Listened to it once. It's good. It's guitar, late 80s guitar. Guitar rock, mid-80s guitar rock. Pretty good. They never really hit that I can remember. I don't remember them at all. And I don't know the label, so it may have been a local press. It is on DTI Records. This is Yanks and Made in the States. Owen Masterson, Stephen Ailment, Paul Zoll, and Jack Johnson were the members. It's a pretty good album. I enjoyed it a lot when I listened to it. I've listened to it a couple of times since. That is going to do it for the groups. Now, on the next show, probably up Wednesday or Thursday, we will segue into my soundtrack collection. This covers movie soundtracks, television soundtracks, and adjacent albums, cast show albums, and sound effects. And environmental stuff goes, no, that goes into jazz stuff. We'll do, it's half a cube each, so I'm going to do all of them in one show, and then we'll do all of the remaining cube and the next cube, all my instrumental stuff in one show also, and that'll be coming up after that. Then we'll have the record store day stuff and the greatest hits in that order. So those are the next 4 or 5 shows, and there'll be more where that came from, because that's still not even halfway down the 12 Calyx, 12 cubbyhole Calyx I have over here. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed this, and hope you continue to watch this series as it comes to its conclusion in a few weeks. If you have, great, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't already, and please like, share, and comment. I want comments. If you can see fit to donate to our GoFundMe, please do. We are having a hell of a lot of financial problems right now and are trying to get stable so we can get Kim's retirement finally settled. Anything you could do to help would be a big help to us, or you can pick up merch. Oh, this isn't mine. Sorry, this is Carly Ann's. She's a weather person. Pick up merch from us on our t-shirts shop, or donate through Patreon. Excuse me, Ko-Fi, or buy me a coffee. We'd really appreciate it. Until the next episode of TC's Vinyl Archive, the complete album collection, I am TC Kirkham, TKR Video Central. I hope you'll have a great week, and I'm going to be out there watching, and I will see you on the interwebs. Ciao, baby.